Human trafficking is not something that just happens in other countries. It happens in our city as well. Young people forced into a life of prostitution. But tonight, some good news. 2 teenagers have been saved thanks to something called Project Roxy. Anthony Robart explains.
I can assure you all that the victims have been rescued from this dangerous environment and are now receiving all the support and assistance that they will need in moving forward with their lives.
With that announcement, Toronto Police hopes this puts an end to this case of alleged human trafficking. This follows the arrest of 21-year-old Alberto Vasquez, who turned himself into police on Wednesday. He faces a number of charges relating to prostitution and trafficking of children for sexual exploitation. The victims in this case, a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old girl, who were both allegedly lured from their group home northwest of Toronto by 3 young men and a 16-year-old female. All have been arrested.
After arriving in Toronto, the victims were forced into prostitution in the Sherbourne Street area over a period of several days.
This is a very common story.
Shay Invidiata of the organization Free Them, which fights human trafficking here in Canada and abroad, believes there are hundreds, if not thousands of cases in this country that we don't hear about that never make it to the courts.
And whether it's in group homes or they come from, a bad family and now they're on the streets and they get picked up is one side of the story. But also girls that come from good families can find themselves in these situations.
The girls and boys, she says, are lured through drugs, alcohol, even romance.
The girls never realize how bad it's really going to be. That pimp is looking for that vulnerability point.
The good news, the Harper government's National Action Plan on Human Trafficking, announced this past June, hopes to improve what has been a dire situation for so many young people. Better training for law enforcement, better ways to identify victims, in hopes of rescuing more young girls and boys from this ongoing nightmare. Anthony Robart, Global News.